Hi, my friends. I hope you have a great day out there. Boy, this has already been an amazing week already, right? We came off with the red flower moon eclipse. You know, I mean, this thing is like a Mandela effect, like never seen. Because I mean, but you know, it's okay. That's part of the awakening process and stuff like that. So yeah, just all this stuff happened that last week, and some amazing things. Stock market had to rebound. I told you on Friday. I said, boy, if they don't hold this one, we're going to see something, because the trend line goes back 20 years ago. The S&P 500 hit 666 intraday and turned around. And that trend line has been running all the way up there till today. I think it was 2008 or 9 was day trading then. Well, anyway, we were all like in shock. They said, how evil can that be? That tells you right there that it's all a spiritual world. It's part of the evil matrix or whatever, right? I mean, if you don't see the reality behind you, even that, remember, money runs the world, so that was the most demonic thing we'd ever seen. Well, the market's rebound a little bit, so we'll see how it happens here. You know, what's in play, but that's not why I do this. It's not about the stock market. I took a little short on the stock market, made a little money. I've actually been teaching my daughter to day trade, which is kind of cool. You know, I don't want her to get in the gambling concept, things like that. I want her to be very spiritual, but this is something that I can pass on to her to teach her a little bit. Anyway, so she's really excited, and she has to learn patience. So, you know, some of these things that we look at that we think are evil, like even the stock market, can be considered evil, but it's not. You know, people have made retirement off that. There's a lot of people that are very spiritual and with God and Lord, and you know, but overall, the thing is evil the way it's controlled and things like that. But remember, God takes evil things and turns it to good, right? So even though that'd be the case, it's a one-on-one basis of a person, whether that evil becomes good, and you know how it's, you know how that whole plays out, right? Well, anyway, so anyway, the market's doing a little rebound here. So I took a little short off oil, and also the VIX. I went to short the VIX, and I made a little bit of money, because I told you I had $800 stolen from me from that lady who she wouldn't give me my cards back. Seriously, they're useless. And so her behavior changed so quick, so she's got to be demonically possessed or something, because even her behavior, I mean, she was already kind of rotten, but I shouldn't say that. That was rude for me to say that about her. She was kind of a nice person and stuff like that, and I thought it was a good friend. But anyway, she ended up turning her back on me like everybody else. But we don't need to go down that route again. Okay, so I'm gonna make this fast. Sorry, because you know, Kirk around about his personal stuff anyway. So anyway, I was sitting here, and so here's the thing: is I was going to try to wash my blankets, because it's hard to get them into a laundromat. And to be honest, it's very expensive. You know me, I'm a tightwad, because I'm trying to save every money I can for my mission, and I know God and the Lord will provide what I need for food, but I need a little bit more money, because I told you my gas prices are brutal here in California. I want to be able to relax when I'm on this mission, not be always in a constant stress mode, right? And so anyway, you know, so I have a lot of financial stuff. I need to buy some solar panels so it can be more energy efficient. So there's a lot of things I need to do. But just day-to-day surviving, like I said, my food's been waxed, so everything's out of my EBT card was stolen, so everything comes out of my own pocket now. You know, oh, there it is. I'm gonna be quiet, because you know what? I was gonna show you these dragonflies. I didn't realize the way they drink. I thought I was always wondering how some of these bugs drink. Well, you should see this. I hope he comes by and does. I was talking, so I probably scared him. But he actually will come down and he'll do like a scoop, like a helicopter dive. I didn't know this. He'll come in and he'll fly and scoop up the water like that. You know, he makes these big fast moves like this, and he'll back up and then, you know, like he's dragged, so to get water in his mouth. And that's so much I didn't know. Even as a child, you know, you're trying to engross and look at everything, the whole world. You don't realize all the beautiful things in nature that God, you know, and all the God and nature that He's provided, and the different creatures and what they do and how they behave. I mean, geez, just fascinating. I mean, I could spend a lifetime just sitting here studying all this little area, right? About the different little behaviors of the fish, and the behavior of the dragonfly comes by and scooping up water. I mean, my goodness. I was hoping to show you a shot of that, but anyway, I was talking to him, and you get the little fish. I don't know if you can see any of this stuff in there, but my water this phone's supposed to be submersible, but I don't want to test that theory. Right? Anyway, so God, I wanted something more important to tell you. Oh, that's what I was going to bring up about, you know, we had heard yesterday through, hope I can get some of those fish in there. I can't zoom in, darn it. Sorry about that. You know, we had heard yesterday that Putin was going to there's going to be a coup d'etat against him. This actually came from the Ukrainian from the Ukrainian deep underground and stayed there, that there were some that were working against him to have a coup d'état of his own people, the military and government officials in Russia. But here's the thing is, I thought, well, gosh, that'd be kind of nice to quit the killing and this and that. And you know what? It's just propaganda as usual. It's the beast system. It's all, because I really wish that's true, but it ain't. Because you know what? Most of these things like that, coup d'états or any sudden movements that are massive like that, they happen overnight without you even being aware of it. Because if we hear it, he's aware of it, I guarantee he's in an underground bunker. Right? Look at this one. Oh, I scared him. Darn it. I don't know if you saw those tadpoles. I wish I could zoom. I don't know why I can't zoom on this thing. Let's see if I can zoom it. I can't even zoom. Well, anyway, so remember that. The big things that happen, they've been planned a long time ago. And, so these things it's not going to happen. It's more propaganda, more BS. So, this world's so full of lies. Things like that. We're gonna wake. You wake up one night and the whole world like 911. Something just happened. Boom! All of a sudden, even though we know, I don't want to go there because I don't want my channel to get a whack. We know who knew, and we knew that it was a complete, inside job and all that stuff. We know that, right? We don't need to go down that route. Okay. All right. So what else? So the reason I want to bring that up is that. I'm going to repeat over and over again. Trust God and God only. Somebody said there's scripture. I think Beth, I think you're the one that mentioned that scripture actually supports that. And I don't know. I think you're right, somewhere in there. But I even learned early in this game, everybody kept saying trust God and God only. I think God was talking through people, and I wasn't listening. Way back then. Way back 3 years ago before I was fully awake and knowing the Lord's rule, Satan's rule, the whole beast system, all those other things, right? They always said trust God and God only. And I was like, well, okay. Anyway, that is true, right? Even the stuff, I would never ever try to, I would never lie to you, but somebody that lied to me might convince me enough to lie to you, and that's where you might not want to trust me, right? But, so I try to be very careful with my words and make sure I have confirmation from the side. Like I said, I myself have made mistakes. I hear a frog going cricket. You kidding me? I hear a frog over there making noises. Well, anyway, so remember that trust God, because I've heard all the bull crap. I talked to God, or somebody stand right in front of me. I'm talking to the Lord, and he said this and that, and you're being naughty. And they're actually the ones that are attacking, being naughty. I'm like, oh, really? I said, well, that can't be true because I don't hear the Lord talking to me directly. And if he need to talk to him, he knows how to get a hold of me and talk to me immediately. Okay. So anyway, I was going to, I want to do a YouTube about colors when I get a chance. Because you remember, I've been on all these things about the matrix and colors. Now, even, so I hope to do that soon. Because we found out that, like Coronado Bridge in San Diego, they painted it blue. And some guy told me on the blue, I said, why they painted blue is they actually have found, this is proven, that they have had less suicides on bridges that are painted blue. It's a calming type color. And that's one of my favorite colors is blue. There's a lot of good colors. It's very calming. So they've actually, and they said it's actually made a difference. I think even in California, of bridges that are painted blue, right? So we have colors that can be very aggressive and causing anger and frustration. There's some colors I can't stand right off the bat. I can't stand crimson, by the way. That crimson color, it's the reddish purple. I have no idea why. It always just bothers me. I don't know about you. That color is just so disgusting to me. And I don't know why. Colors shouldn't really cause emotion, but they do, right? So, I like to do that about color. And then I saw something else about how the CIA has some inside information about balancing your brain, your left and the right side hemisphere, that helps you to kind of visualize our reality. They can go into somewhat manipulating reality, but I don't know how deep that is, like healing yourself and things like that. I just saw a fish eat something right there. I saw that on the surface. It's kind of cool. It went up and ate a bug. Hoping it wasn't a ladybug. Hey, you quit eating ladybugs. That's naughty. Eat something else. Well, anyway, there's a bird. So anyway, sorry, so beautiful here. But anyway, so that is one thing I wanted to tell you is that, so I'm going to do a little bit of research on that. And I also been studying the Toy Story 2. And the reason I bring this is because if you have time, you got to check it out, right? I know everybody's busy, and I'll try to provide a summary I can. But Toy Story 2 actually has, it keeps continuing the saga of how it's tied to iPad Goat 2 and our reality, the Mandela effect, and other things, right? So Toy Story 2 has more info that blew my mind. It has Star Wars, Luke, I'm your father, that Mandela effect. It's right in on Toy Story 2. So I want to do 2, 3, and 4 to see what's going on there, right? I told you you can go down that rabbit hole as far as you want. I'm just kind of trying to get a basis of where we're at and what's going on, because you could waste half your life just studying Toy Story, trying to look at every detail like some people study iPad Go 2. Not telling you to waste their time. I appreciate all the hard work they put in there, by the way. Every darn one of those folks has studied iPad Go 2, or people that decode our reality. I appreciate it, because that's what woke me up to this whole that the reality is fake, and that we're living in and it's all bull crap, right? And and like I said, some of you argue with me that we're in a simulation or not. We're in a simulation, because it doesn't matter whether it's a computer or not, or this, or how this thing's being controlled. Even if you're in flesh, I don't know why people make such a big deal of whether a simulation, like a scary word. Does it matter? You're still, I keep repeating it, but people get very offensive to that. It almost makes me wonder if they're trying to defend the system. I hate to tell you that. It makes me wonder if somebody's getting defensive because they don't want to understand the truth. Because you'll see them react kind of like taking a download. Like it's kind of like if you say, hey, we never landed on the moon. Some people get really angry. People that, and I know you're kind of, because anytime you buck somebody's belief, but you don't have to get pissy about it. Keep an open mind, right? You know what I mean? Because anything's possible, because we've been lied to about so much. I don't get angry about it. See, I don't care whether it's a flat or round earth. I don't care. Don't give a crap. All I care about is to have something to stand on. I'm sitting on this grass enjoying the fish. Does that fish care? See, that's what I'm going to tell you. We should be more like the fish. Love thy Father. I hope the fish loves him. Our God, our Creator. Or does he care if it's flat or not? No, he just cares that there's water in there. Enjoys his life, right? So it'd be the same. You know what I mean? We get so caught up in our own mentality. It's really become mental with our own mentality, right? We do. We get mental with our own mentality. So don't get caught up in your own mentality and get so stung in your beliefs that it makes you angry and aggressive. And that's the thing is, and I need to do a better job, because I get, sometimes I get disappointed when people don't want to hear my theory, like even the simulation, and I might be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, but I could be. But I've studied every direction, physics and everything else that proves it, that we're in a simulation, right? I've looked at it every angle I could that says otherwise. And after a while, you do a process of elimination, and you start with that and mark off, well, this. You don't go to prove something, you go to disapprove it, right? That's the first thing you should always do in life. Do everything you can to prove that's not what it is. I need to prove that this is not a simulation, right? And pretty soon you get that checklist, and pretty soon you're like, man, I can't completely knock it off, right? Because physics says this: quantum wave quantum entanglement, retroactivity, all these things. And even Mandela effect. How can you can change history, but how can it happen so fast? How can somebody take a download within seconds, right in front of your eyes? They get a date stare. I took a download. The NPC takes a download. That would have to, even if it came from the spiritual realm, somebody shoving a download, it's within immediate, right after I say something to them. They're like, dang, I took a download. You know what I mean? So, not to go on about it. So just remember that. And like I said, what matters is love one another, and whether you like it or not, you're on the revelations, not revelation. That's under the Mandela effect. And we're in a new beginning, and we're just going to get through this, right? And, right? Anyway, I'm going to see if I see anything else here real quick. And I hope this was a ramble. Give me a thumbs down, or say, Kirk, man, do some more cool stuff versus this babble. And I'm trying to, but I just run out of time, right? Like I said, there's so much I want to tell you. I want to talk to you about retroactivity. I mean, seriously, I could spend a month just describing everything that I've... but every time I think I've got enough information, I get more rabbit hole stuff. You know what I mean? I get more like, hey, Toy Story. And then I spend time at night doing that versus doing a video. So someday maybe when I get a break, I have a summary. Oh, one last thing. Sorry I'm talking so fast because I want to move along. One more thing. I was going to wash my blankets like I said in here, but I don't want to damage the ecosystem. There's not enough water flow. There's little tadpoles and stuff like that, and soap bubbles, stuff like that. I don't know what kind of damage it could do to them. When I was here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, the water was flowing better, and it would have washed its way and cleared out, but I don't want to mess with it today. So I got to figure out a better option. And the thing is, like I said, I have blankets that I want to wash versus clothes. I wasn't even washing clothes and trying my blood because it's so large. Hauling them out of the laundromat and running the dryer for 3 hours. I mean, geez, I just hate it. So I thought, well, maybe I could just wash them in a stream real quick safely and not impact the stream and let it run off, because if everybody did it, you know, I mean, it would have damage to the ecosystem, but the water flow is not good enough, and it doesn't even look clean, folks. But a couple of weeks ago, they had spring rain, wash, and runoff that the parts per million of my soap, even though, you know, even if I used the best soap I could, the parts per million would have been good enough that wouldn't have damaged anybody. But this, I don't want to risk even those little tadpoles, little looking, see how, I don't even see them because I can't zoom in. And they run so fast they can see, ow, they can see you. Anyway, all right, God bless and love you all.